about changing locations and shit. Man, get into this motherfucking bag. Stand on the way, I made. Sacrificing time for this shit. Man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago. They ain't understand. Riding by myself in this coupe. I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace. I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend. We should try again. You been on my mind. You should hop in. I ain't gonna hurt you, baby girl. You know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you.
Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store, man. And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys Uncut.
Scottis.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo, we stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running. So one team over here is Cowboys, believe that. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboys, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC, yeah, DC4L. All day, every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We gotta go to free agency, then we gotta go to draft, then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Hennythemoor, reporting live from the liquor store, man. How's everybody doing today? And beneath me, you know what, man? I feel so violated by the Dallas Cowboys front office. I don't even want to give you slander this morning. That's how in my feelings I am right now, man. I don't even want to talk.
I'm in my feelings too, man, because I was just about to say, for some reason my YouTube is not going live, so I don't know what's going on with it on this rescreen.
Have they assassinated my boy?
I don't know. It's saying offline on here for some reason. I don't know.
And I see your guest channels are Landlord from Alabama, your YouTube, and your Facebook. So I'm not sure why. But
Me either. My Facebook is on, but my YouTube is not for some reason.
Yeah, you might just have to restream it from your Facebook back to your YouTube and do it ghetto like I used to do. I still do.
I'm out.
I ain't gonna hold you. We be doing these rewatches like I just be screen recording it back on.
Yeah, I ain't mean to mess up the flow of the show, but it's getting frustrated. This is the second time in a row. But let's go.
Hey, man. Hey, listen. We are independent content creators. Every penny counts. So, they hated my boy Landlord out. I need y'all to make sure that y'all show him some love and, look out for him, man. Hit my brother Cash App. It's $Landlord 723. And matter of fact, speaking of Cash App, salute to Eric Hunter. He just hit me with a $4 Cash App on my end, man. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the love. Early morning reporting.
Salute, man. Salute to y'all supporting this early in the morning.
Indeed, man. And listen, you said it very eloquently, man, before the show even started, bro. Like, you said it very eloquently before the show started. You said championship teams do championship teams.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And
Well,
like I said, man, it's I don't want to. They paid Dak now. They paid him already. But it just seems like they don't believe, man. Like, I don't see them desperately trying to improve this team or trying to give Dak a fair shot at this. And I know the team is not just about that. It's not. But it's clear that we need offensive help. We need more options. We need more weapons. And even if you believe in the weapons that we have, I bet you other teams believe in their weapons too, but they still want to get better. They don't want to have to believe. They want to know that DeAndre Hopkins going to the Chiefs is going to instantly improve their team. They want to know that. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to have to guess. They want to know this. So that's the difference. That's the difference.
I opened my eyes this morning, and the first thing I saw when I, slid through Twitter was an official report from Adam Schefter. If Adam Schefter is up at 5 in the morning reporting on something, that it's as good as gold. So he is reporting that the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans are finalizing a deal to send former All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. Right? So guess what? The Chiefs, and this is the thing that's frustrating for me as a Dallas Cowboys fan. The Chiefs have not lost a game. The Chiefs are an undefeated team. They have not taken the L all year. And even with that, they understand and can compartmentalize the fact that the wide receivers are not playing well right now. Patrick Mahomes is not playing well right now. He has more interceptions than touchdowns. So instead of just resting on their morals, instead of just saying, hey, we got enough, the proof is in the pudding, we're winning games, you know what I'm saying? They're still out here actively trying to improve their football team. They're still actively trying to improve their football team. So that's what's concerning to me. Dallas Cowboys, you don't even have the room to even think like that. You don't have the room to even play like you're a good football team. You have lost 3 games. 2 of them have been complete blowouts. One of them, you had a desperate comeback attempt to make it look a little bit closer than it actually was, but you were dominated from start to finish in that game as well. So it bothers me when a team that's been in the middle of 3 blowouts, right, getting the doors blew off of you at home, does not make moves, and the undefeated team with Super Bowl aspirations is trying to actively improve their football team.
Man, that's crazy, man. When you think about it, and then for only cost them a 5th round pick that could turn into a possible 4th. Like, what the hell? You know what our 4th round pick was last year?
We didn't have one.
I meant to say year before last. No, that was last year. Not this draft. Not 2024, 2023.
Oh, you're talking about 2023.
Do you know what our 4th round pick was? The people in the back. I know you know.
Okay.
But I want them to know. Our 4th round pick was Viami Fehoku. And this man is no longer on the team. I just want y'all to know that. That's what the risk was. This dude is no longer on your football team, and that's all they had to risk. I want us to get out of this fantasy land draft shit that, like, we just the greatest draft team ever. We used to be a dope one, but I can't say we just the greatest ever no more. So some of these draft picks, we can't just keep valuing them like that. We shouldn't have as much stock in our draft picks as we used to do 2 years ago, in my opinion. Like, screw a 4th round pick when you can go get a nice veteran that you know what he gonna give you. Think about that. When you think about picks and trading for players, it's almost like the bird in the hand, 2 in the bush scenario. Like, you know what the bird in the hand is, this veteran who been doing it for years in the NFL. The 2 in the bush would be obviously the rookies that you don't know what you're going to get from them. So why is it so hard for us to part ways with some of these later picks, bro? This is sad. Now, we did it for Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, but why not do that anymore? We need some more moves like that this year. I don't understand this team. I just don't.
I mean, I understand them. The Dallas Cowboys are not a championship caliber team. They don't move with a championship pedigree. They don't move with a sense of urgency. Because you got to think about it like this, brother. The Dallas Cowboys lost a player in Sam Williams, right? And you can say what you want to about Sam Williams, but he was penciled in to be your other pass rusher. He's gonna be one of your primary pass rushers on this team. And what you did was bring in a bunch of journeyman defensive linemen to try and help out. You lost the run Bland for the beginning part of the season. You said that the rookie fifth round pick that you got from Wake Forest would be good enough. And even when that rookie got hurt, you did absolutely nothing to go out there and address your depth. So the Chiefs are a team that have injuries and they want quality replacements for the depth that they lost. Rasheed Rice is going to be gone for the year. Hollywood Brown will probably not be back until the playoffs with the severity of the injury that he has. So instead of leaving their quarterback dangling in the wind, they went out there and they improved the wide receiving core. Well, the Dallas Cowboys did not have that same level of, a want to of proactivity to go out there and do that for your defense. And because of that, your defense is getting 40 balled. You can't really just go in and into these football games with a gang of practice squad guys and backups and say, well, next man. No, fuck that. Like people be talking about next man up. If the next man was good enough, he'll be starting somewhere. Let's keep
You
it
want to know?
1,000.
You want to know what my theory is?
What's up?
And it's gonna piss people off, but we gotta be honest. Like I can't make it. I can't make it to where we feeling great and this team is getting bashed around. Like how we could do that? Like I can't be one of those fairy tale, cotton candy and rainbows and sprinkles type content creators. I can't do it because I love this team too much, and it's painful to watch us just suffer through this shit. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. I'm not. I'd rather just tell y'all the truth so I can sleep at night, and I just gotta keep it real with y'all. I When I look at this, the only logical reason I can see why Jerry wouldn't improve this team is because of what I said on Twitter. The assassination of Mike McCarthy is upon us. Like, why would he help Mike? If he trying to make Mike as the scapegoat and get him fired so everybody can say, hey, good thing Mike McCarthy's fired. If he trying to do that and trick us and take the focus off of him and make somebody head roll for all of his sins, why would he give him some help? Why would he say, "Hey, I'm finna throw you a couple, bro"? If Jerry Jones acquired some of these players and was like, "All right, Mike, you need some offensive help? Okay, here you go, somebody. Here you go, somebody." And Mike failed, I'd be like, "Okay, nah, get him out of here." I'd be like, "Okay, Mike, you failed. He gave you this, he gave you that, you failed." I say that's fair. But we haven't acquired one offensive player from free agency that would help this football team. We haven't acquired not one draft pick outside of Tyler Guyton that's supposed to did anything about this football team. We acquired Floyd Noah in the what? In the 6th, 7th round?
Hmm.
What other offensive weapon we got besides Tyler Guyton?
I mean, you can't clean call it as a weapon. This man is a tackle. You know what I mean?
And
So
he's not playing well right now. So
he's not a good
I
tackle at
mean,
that. At least not
I
yet.
mean, what has he done? And this is what I told people last night, and I'm gonna let you take it over, man. This is what I told people last night. After the whole NFL seen us cook the league, bro. They seen us cook the league. You think they gonna let us do it again the same way? That's why you supposed to get better every year, y'all. Once they came with a counter to our CD Lamb problem, to their CD Lamb problem, once they came to a counter to that, we supposed to have something else brewing. Like, okay, yeah, you thought you was just gonna take away CD, like, cause you seen what he did last year. Now we got a whole nother thing we coming at you with. We don't have another plan B to come at them with.
Hmm.
We don't have that. So now you done gave millionaire defensive coordinators a whole year to plot and scheme on how to take CeeDee Lamb out of the game. Because think about it, we got other weapons now. I'm not saying we don't have none, But think about it. If I'm a D coordinator, I'm looking at it like, listen, if I take CD Lamb out, I'll take my chances with any other of the rest of them guys. If they beat me, I walk in the middle of the field and shake their hand and say, good game. That's all they're gonna do. Like, they not saying that Ferguson is ineffective. They're not saying that Jalen Tolbert is ineffective or Brandon Cooks is ineffective. They just saying, I don't think them dudes is big enough threats to beat me. So I'm finna focus on the biggest threat that can beat me, which is CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. I don't have to worry about a run game. Oh, why Dak look so bad? Oh, when they drop a 7 in coverage because they don't have a worry about a threat of a run game, yeah, it's gonna be hard for your quarterback and your receivers. You better book that. So now don't think that landlord is against running the ball. I wish we could run the ball, but I just know that we can't, and I'm not confident in us even if we try right now with the backfield we have. That's my standpoint. You would be a fool to think that we shouldn't be running the ball. Of course we should be running the ball. I just don't believe in us trying to do it or the people we trying to do it with. That's my take.
And listen, landlord, I'm finna piggyback on what you're saying right now. Because let's look at the team that we're finna play. Let's look at the 49ers and how they address the skill position players over there. In 2019, they used a second round pick on Deebo Samuel, and he was a high second round pick. He was the 30. He was the 36 overall pick, so he was a top 4 pick in the second round. The very next year, they drafted Brandon Ayuk in the first round, the 25th overall pick they used to acquire his talents. Right? Fast forward to this year. The 49ers used a first round pick on Ricky Pearsall and then doubled down in the fourth round and got Jacob Cohen. And Jacob Cohen could probably start in Dallas. I ain't gonna hold you. He was somebody that we scouted in Cowboys College.
Don't
4-3
start that here. I don't
4-3.
want to talk about the people that I like over us, bro. Leave me alone.
Hey, I'm just
Keep
saying, bro.
cooking though. Keep cooking. Go ahead.
But my point is, like, when you look around, like, the Dallas Cowboys are probably the only team in the NFC that has not gone out and overtly valued the skill positions when they have decent to good quarterback play. Even the Eagles have went out there and they've invested in wide receivers. They spent a first on Devontae Smith. They traded to bring in AJ Brown, and then they played musical chairs with the other wide receivers. You know, they traded for people, they drafted people. They've actively been trying to improve their wide receiving core. And not all of them have been successes by any stretch of the imagination, but they have actively tried to assist their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? That's not really the case with the Dallas Cowboys. You spent a third
Facts.
round you spent a third round pick on Jalen Tolbert and then didn't even let the man play. Right, he couldn't pick up the offense in Kellen Moore's scheme. Nobody really does, you know. Right, he's a young wide receiver killer, but that's a different story for a different day. And who else do you have? You brought in Brandon Cooks, who was an aging veteran. He'll himself be 31. He'll be gone next year. This is the last year of his contract.
Facts.
Ryan Flournoy, like you mentioned, you spent a what 6th, 7th round pick on that young man.
Mm.
I think he might have been a 7th round pick. Jalen Brooks was a 7th round pick. You
We overvalue our draft picks in every way, in every possible way. I want y'all to understand that. Go ahead.
mhm.
The reason I say that, real quick, the reason I say we overvalue our draft picks in every possible way. I don't know if y'all remember that bar from Jay-Z where he was like, you know, the feds bugging my life in all possible ways. In all possible ways. Because listen, we value the pick too much because we think we so good at drafting that we don't want to give it up. Then once we drafting these lower picks, we think we so good that we think that they just supposed to be great players. Like in all possible ways, we are over exaggerating our ability to draft and the players that we draft. And it's holding us back, real talk.
Oh, it's holding us back. And this is the thing. I think you put it. I think you put it very well when you said a talent fallacy. Because a lot of the people that we
Facts.
think are great are not as good as we try and hype them to be. The moment a player puts the star on, we believe that they gonna just cook, right? And it's not always the case. And listen, the Dallas Cowboys aren't bad at drafting. It's just the fact not every player that you draft is going to pan out. And that's our issue. We think everybody that we pick is going to be an NFL starter or going to be an NFL rotational player or be a star. Sometimes they're not that, bro. Like
Mm.
sometimes they're not going to be that. Just like the boy that we drafted out of LSU, and I said the boy couldn't tackle. And you remember I'm talking about Cox,
Jabril Cox.
Jabril
Yeah.
Cox. Y'all jumped down my throat, said give the man a chance, this and that. Like he wasn't even that good in college. You know what I'm saying? Like he was never that good. And Lord behold, years later, he is a practice squad player somewhere else in the NFL, if he's even still on the roster. But my point is just this: like you cannot hype up every single draft pick the Dallas Cowboys get and expect a return on investment, right? For every Deron Bland, a diamond in the rough, for every Dak Prescott, you'll get you a Charles Tapper, right? You
You
got
gotta be on the Fahoku.
exactly. And that's the issue. Like you cannot put these lofty expectations on these low round picks and think that we're good, bro. Nobody is actually succeeding and competing is doing it that way.
Nobody. I want y'all to understand that. But we got the hubris and our ability to draft and our ability to make teams that we think we can do it and still compete. This right here, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Even if Mike got to be the sacrificial lamb, man, it is what it is. But I want y'all to know this year, it's gonna tell us the truth. I promise y'all. Like I swear to God, I don't want us to be losing. I don't want that to happen. But this might be a necessary evil. If the Joneses don't do nothing, I don't have a whole lot of faith in this team. Now,
No.
we might be able to will us some victories or something here and there. You know what I'm saying? Mike might be able to scheme up. Dak might play good, get on the streak. Anything's possible. But I got to see how we coming out this bye. But if we look remotely close to what we look like before the bye, I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm not afraid of no team when my team is fully healthy and playing good football. I'm not afraid of none of these dudes. But I'll be doing y'all a disservice if I let y'all feel like this year gonna go like our years typically go. Playing the teams and the caliber of teams that we playing, I'm telling y'all it's not finna go like that. If we don't play way better football or make some moves to get some players, I'm telling y'all. And that's sad. That hurts me to say that, but it's the truth. They sitting on their hands, and everybody else is getting better, y'all. Ain't y'all tired of getting embarrassed? Them boys embarrass me, man. They do it all the time, but they did it in public.
Yeah, they did it,
Like
but
for real, bro. They did it in public. 47-9,
at home.
bro. Like everybody should be disgusted. Like the biggest Dak hater, the biggest front office apologist. Everybody should be collectively disgusted right now, bro, and should be banging at these boys. And that's not a player problem. That's an organizational problem right there.
Hmm.
That's damn near like the Carolina Panthers. And you want to know something that hurt my heart? While we watching the Dallas Cowboys get absolutely obliterated, the Carolina Panthers was competitive in their game.
Oh
And
yeah,
we say they the worst organization in football. Them boys was competing in their game. They weren't getting beat by 30-something points.
outside of week one, yeah.
Bro, I'm just talking about that game in particular. It's just,
Hmm.
now we know they're not as competitive as we are, but I'm talking about why we getting the doors blew off us by Detroit. They competitive in their game. That's
Hmm.
all I'm saying. Don't that make you feel bad? That looks bad. Like damn, at least Carolina fighting over there.
But this is the thing I want people to understand, and I think it's a conversation that me and Lan have had on air. We had it off air. We've had it a lot. We cannot continue to forget what the fuck happened in the off season and then be surprised when we be getting our ass whooped in the regular season. You did nothing to improve your team. You went out there, you let your Hall of Fame tackle leave. You let your Pro Bowl center leave. And even though Tyler Biadasz was not the best player in the world, when you start over, you're starting from zero. You have new continuity on that offensive line. So all those reps that they had together over the 3-4 years they were together, that shit is out the window. So your offensive line is pretty much brand new. You got two rookies playing new positions. Tyler Guyton ain't never been no left tackle in college, even though he was protecting the blind side of a left-handed quarterback. The shit still ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Cooper Beebe, he's playing decently, but this is his first time playing center. Like even in college, he only practiced at center. He does not, if you go look at the game log and the game reps, he ain't got no reps at center in live game situation. That's why he had to spend the entire offseason practicing snapping. All right, so your offensive line is almost completely new. Then you come here talk about your new defensive scheme. You're changing the entirety of your defensive scheme, right? And you thought you were going to do that on the fly. You added a new middle linebacker, right? All these different things that are going on around the Dallas Cowboys. And you thought that you could just seamlessly go in. Then you allowed CeeDee Lamb to miss all the training camp because of a contract dispute. You didn't sign Dak Prescott until right before kickoff. And you didn't improve your team. You let a 1,000-yard rusher walk out the door, and you replaced them with Rico Dow and Ezekiel Elliott. Two of the guys, and listen, Zeke plays through injury, but he still be getting injured. Like his final 2 seasons here in Dallas, he had knee issues that slowed him down. Right? That is a documented fact on what happened with Ezekiel Elliott. Rico Dow stays on the injury report, right? And you didn't improve your team. Matter of fact, landlord, let me show you something real quick, bro. Let me
Do
show
your
you something.
thing, man. Do your thing.
All right, I'm finna show you the top rushers in the National Football League. Derrick Henry, he was a free agent that you could have signed. He's ran for 873 yards up to this point. Mason, he's been with the 49ers, so you couldn't do anything about that. But Saquon Barkley was a free agent as well. You could have signed Saquon Barkley, who had 658, yards on the ground. You could have signed
You
Josh
remember
Jacobs.
when I said, man, I would love to have Saquon Barkley.
You
It was
definitely
people in my chat saying, oh, man, Saquon be hurt. We don't need Saquon. Saquon is trash. He's boomer bust. I swear to y'all, I said this multiple times. I was like, man, I would love to have Saquon Barkley. I look at Saquon like one of the best backs in the league, regardless of injury. I was saying this in the offseason. Oh, we don't need no Saquon. Continue. I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
You all right, brother. Josh Jacobs was also a free agent. He's ran for 540 yards. So he's top 4. So what I'm trying to get to you is 3 of the top 5 rushers in the National Football League were all free agents that the Dallas Cowboys could have signed. I just want to throw that out there before I continue down this list because there's other free agent running backs on here that you could have signed that are
Josh Jacobs too.
Yeah. They were just saying 3 of the top 5 rushers in the National Football League were free agents that the Dallas Cowboys could have signed. That's Derrick Henry, that's Saquon Barkley, that's Josh Jacobs. All right. If you go even further down and you look at J.K. Dobbins, who is tied for 8. He has the 8th most rushing yards in the National Football League. He also was a free agent. So now we're at 4 of the top 10 running backs in the National Football League were free agents that you could have signed. Now you look at Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones was also a free agent the Dallas Cowboys could have signed, right? And listen, he go crazy on Dallas every time he plays us. So you should have just signed him so he don't embarrass you again. But Aaron Jones right now has more rushing yards than all the Dallas Cowboys running backs combined. He just broke a 35-yard rush the last game that I saw him in. He was also a free agent the Dallas Cowboys could have signed. So let's remove Lamar Jackson from here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 running backs, right? That's 11 running backs right there. And of those 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 of the top 11 running backs in the National Football League, the Dallas Cowboys could have signed a free agency. I just want to throw that out there so when we talk about it, when we talk about being incompetent, when we talk about not making the necessary moves, when we talk about, what's wrong with the Dallas Cowboys, it's your front office, bro. It's your front office. As a matter of fact, I didn't even have the heart to mention Tony Pollard and Joe Mixon because even they have more rushing yards than the Dallas Cowboys running backs combined.
So while everybody focusing on the top running back, HTM, Derrick Henry, you mean to tell me the Cowboys had like 11 misses in the offseason?
At least
and
7.
Look, we ain't even gonna include the draft picks. Cause did y'all see Bucky Irvin out there cooking? He still look good. Bucky
Mm-hmm.
Irvin looks good for the Bucks. And I'm
Tank
sure he's
Bigsby.
not the only one. I'm sure he's not the only one.
Oh,
And
salute
it's
to
a few.
Patrick Green too for the $2 cash app, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Salute to y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all holla at your boy now.
Yeah, make sure y'all
um,
hit. Let's
let
make
me
sure y'all
see.
hit land while you on here too, man.
Oh, my Facebook people, I ain't got no YouTube on for some reason. I'ma run it. Shout out to all my Facebook people. I know y'all getting to know me. It's a lot of new people over there. Y'all can help support the channel over there with the stars and stuff like that. And you can subscribe to the channel on YouTube too. I mean on Facebook. You can subscribe on Facebook to the content and help your boy out, man. Make sure I keep pushing this content for y'all, man. So y'all make sure y'all support the independent content creators. We can't do this literally without y'all. So
Literally.
please help and support, and we appreciate y'all.
Hmm. And yeah, man. And this is the thing, man. Cause I just seen this tweet from DMV. Shout out to DMV, man. If y'all don't
Shout out to
follow,
DMV.
yeah, y'all don't follow a sub to him, make sure y'all sub up. Great content creator, man. So his thought process was this, man. So if the Chiefs are players in free agency, the draft, and trade market, how can you sit there and tell me Jerry has a better formula? They don't ever purposely ask Pat Mahomes to make more with less. They
Hmm.
always, he put it in capital letters, always try and help him the most they can. And
Mm.
listen, can you say the same is true with Dak Prescott? Now, I want you to cook, but I'm gonna grab some coffee. So I want you to cook up. I need this coffee to get through the rest of the show.
Okay,
I'll be right back.
I got you. Well, the question that Mr. HTM just asked is an obvious and blatant no, not at all. So we know y'all bear with us. HTM headphones is probably coming back in the system, but y'all bear with us. Um, what's so crazy about it? I told y'all, people that evaluate drafts and stuff like that, you always have your pet cats and the people that you like, the people that you dislike. And I'm sorry to tell y'all, in my opinion, it's hard to go against that once you already sold. Like, say for instance, I was sold on Malik Neighbors this year. I said he was gonna be great. So when you watch a film, it's hard to not be biased at all. So when you watch a film, you looking for stuff that solidifies your take almost. Even if you try not to. I'm not saying that I'm not looking in a negative way too. But if you already fond of the person, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, he going, you're gonna be more likely to neglect some of the things that he do bad. So when I look at Dak Prescott, I feel like the Joneses, when they evaluated him, they was like, look, this ain't our guy. We said what Parcells and them had to stand on the table. Jason Garrett had to stand on the table for Dak Prescott, not the Joneses. That wasn't their guy. So I really think they look at Dak Prescott. When you look at somebody who's not your guy, you look at the worst things about him. That's just how we are. If you don't like Michael Parsons, you like, look at him. He always on the podcast talking, and he ain't making nothing happen on the field. I can't stand him. Or if you don't like Dak Prescott, you only see interceptions. Look at all the interceptions that he made. Like, that's just the way I believe that's human nature, honestly. Like, if you don't like somebody, if they come in you and say good morning, you probably like, man, I don't want no good morning for you. Shut up. Like, they ain't even did that. You just don't like them. So it's like, it's just certain things. I believe that's human nature, and it does spill over into the draft process. So I really feel like the Joneses never looked at Dak like that. And the only way that he could convince them to look at him like that is to actually win something big, and the Joneses is not finna help him. Like, this is not their guy, bro. And that sounds crazy for somebody who gave them a contract. But guess what? I feel like the Joneses would sacrifice what they really feel about somebody or how they want to treat somebody just to stay relevant. They know one thing about Dak Prescott. He going to keep you relevant, and he going to keep you at least a decent standpoint in the season and wins and stuff. They want to be where? Around the rim. Jerry Jones told you that. He told you that. He want to be around the rim. He didn't say he want to dunk. He didn't say he want to shoot a three or win a ring. He said he want to be around the rim. So that means he just want to be relevant. He want to be mediocre, and he just want to be mid as possible. So in my opinion, I know it sounds crazy. You pay a man all this money, highest paid player ever, all that good stuff. But Jerry will pay a fee like that to stay relevant. And then without Dak Prescott, this team wouldn't be relevant right now.
I understand. And listen, you're not wrong, because I believe that Jerry Jones is an attention whore, and as long as you sign a player good enough to keep attention on you, he'll sacrifice a lot of other shit for it. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be in front of the mic. He want to talk. He want eyes. He want relevancy. And when you have an all-pro quarterback, regardless of the pieces around him, he gives you an opportunity to win games. And that's sad, honestly. And really, man, it's like we're in the twilight zone. Because with the way this team is currently constructed, it reminds me a little bit of when Tony Romo was here. It reminds.
Could you hold that for 1 second?
Go right ahead.
Shout out Miss Sally for the cash out, and shout out to Mr. Patrick Green for the cash out. Man, I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. We appreciate y'all. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. Listen, anytime somebody supports your channel, supports you, you make sure you stop whatever we doing. We can wait and make sure that you give them the love that they deserve, man. So appreciate everybody supporting Land, and I appreciate everybody that's been supporting the liquor store as well, man. Y'all great folks. It's early in the morning. I know some of y'all are at work, some of y'all are getting ready to work, getting kids ready for school, and you're still taking time out to jump on the pod and rock out with us, man. So we appreciate y'all for everything.
And we apologize for starting y'all day off like this, too. So we sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, we didn't do it. We just helping them get through it. In my opinion. We're getting through it as a family.
It ain't our fault, but we just gotta keep it real with y'all, man. Like one thing when we hang up our microphones and retire from this thing, one thing they gonna be able to say about Hen and Landlord is we kept it real. I really take pride into that. I would never surrender my integrity for no amount of money or no type of attention, views, or none of that stuff. I'ma always be authentic in my takes and my beliefs. I'm sorry.
Right. Oh, and listen, this is neither here nor there. There will be somebody that will come out. I'm not sure who it is. I'm not sure who it will be. But they will come out and they're going to show you DeAndre Hopkins stats and stuff from the first part of the season. Right? They're going to well, DeAndre Hopkins ain't shit. He ain't been doing that. Amari Cooper wasn't hooping when we traded for him. Amari Cooper had been demoted and was behind a tight end for targets on that Raiders team when we traded for him. Right? That's why everybody was saying it was a bad trade when we made it, because Amari Cooper was not performing. A change of environment, a change of system, and a change of quarterback does wonders for a wide receiver.
Facts. For any player.
Exactly. So I just want to throw that out there before somebody says something stupid about DeAndre Hopkins' stats and what he has and hasn't done the first part of the season. He ain't have Patrick Mahomes. He ain't have Andy Reid.
We can use our own players. If you look at Tony Pollard. Was Tony Pollard getting used correctly his first 2 years here?
Mm-mm.
Did that take away from how talented of a back he was?
Mm-mm.
We knew it. Everybody knew Tony was dope. From day one, we man, we got to get this dude some carries. Yeah, then when he got carries, he going crazy.
Yeah.
That right there let you know, if he would have left the Cowboys after year 1 and year 2, somebody would have got a dope player. We wouldn't even knew about it. Somebody would have got a dope player just because we wasn't using the talent right. We got players like that now. Look at Turpin. What if Patrick Mahomes got Turpin over there? Andy Reid.
They would have cooked with Turp. Well, I won't hold you.
So don't think that a change of scenery can't change everything for some of these players. It just depends on how you use it. Now I know Mike trying to use Turpin. This is the best he's been used before. You know what I'm saying? But if he was featured more, I honestly believe that he'll cook more. people think I don't have problems with Mike McCarthy. Man, I wish he would have put Turpin at least wide receiver number 3. And right now, he should have been getting 2 reps. I think that high level Turpin. But for some reason, we don't give him the opportunities.
Yeah, listen, he's the fastest guy on your team. So, I want Turpin on the field as much as humanly possible, especially in the West Coast system. We're trying to run rubs and get guys in the open space and everything else along those lines. Like, he's somebody that you should be using. So I 1,000% agree with you, man. Especially when we see it done around the league, with other guys with similar skill sets. So,
time out. Shout out to Dwayne Brown. He said, let's face it, McCarthy ain't it. Maybe you just came in because we just did a whole spiel about how terrible the front office is. And I just doubt that's your take that after what we just said, that McCarthy ain't it. That just, hey, I don't think nobody is it in this environment that they built here. I'm just being honest with y'all. I don't think nobody is it. So, I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe landlord is just a Mike McCarthy apologist. I don't have nothing that I disagree with Mike McCarthy with. Let y'all tell it. But I'm telling y'all right now, I don't think nobody can come here and save us if the Joneses are operating the way they operate. I promise y'all that. And look, this for all the people who championing for this young hot shot coach. Let me tell y'all this right quick. If you think a decorated coach can't come here, a championship winning coach can't come to Dallas and get respect, what the hell you think a rookie, new booty, Rudy Poop coach gonna do coming here? You think he gonna get respect coming through the door? Y'all is crazy. I want y'all to understand he gonna be a puppet. But everybody fighting for these young rookie coaches coming in here thinking they gonna have a cachet to demand some respect from the Jones. Y'all crazy. But I'm gonna let y'all eat though, bro. I'm gonna let y'all eat. I'm sick of this, bro. I want Mike McCarthy to go. Because everybody talking about these young coaches, but they going to come in here and be puppets. They're going to be castrated. They're going to be unsullied when they get in here.
I mean, but Land, everybody get castrated when they come to Dallas. So do we have any hope? Because they try to castrate. They try to castrate Wade Phillips. They try to castrate Bill Parcells. But Bill Parcells said he going to keep his nuts and y'all can keep the job. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's what the Joneses do. So I'm not sure if there's going to be any coach that comes in here and have the level of control that they need to operate a winning football, like a championship caliber football team anyway. I believe you can come in here and you can get the regular season success, but I've yet to see a coach because he's not the only championship caliber coach that we had. And shout out to Angie for the $5 cash app. I appreciate you for the love and the support of the channel. You were real
shout out to her on my side too, man. We appreciate y'all. I shouldn't be getting this mad this early in the morning, so y'all forgive me. Like that just pissed me off. And it ain't got nothing to do with Dwayne said, man, because I know the mindset people got. Like everybody think it's Mike McCarthy's fault because of the Jones. Like they trick us every time for us to overlook them and blame the coach. Every single time they do this. But y'all got it though. I don't know how many coaches we gonna run through. That's what I want to know. How many coaches we gonna run through?
Hey, and this is the thing. It's hard to say what your scheme is and isn't doing when you can't pass block it consistently and you can't run block consistently. Your front office puts you in a position where you are relying on 2 rookies at 2 of the most crucial spots of the offensive line, and you're wondering why Dak Prescott is struggling. Dak Prescott is probably the most uncomfortable right now in the pocket as I ever seen him. Maybe not as bad as the back end of 2017, but this is close to it. This is close to it, bro. Like Dak Prescott is uncomfortable. He's getting hit a lot. He's under duress a lot. He's under constant pressure. Your offensive line is struggling so bad. I don't want to even say that your scheme is bad because there's been touchdowns that have been missed because the protection is not held up.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's what I said. For everybody keep talking about scheme, why in the world I see people running wide open? If I don't care how pretty your scheme is, if they don't get people wide open, I don't care. I don't want it. So I mean, we keep talking about scheme, but I see people running wide open, and we missing opportunities because we can't execute. We don't have the personnel. But that's just me.
And that's up front too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to win. Win games consistently. It's hard to win games consistently when you can't get consistent play in the trenches, and that's on both sides of the football. You know what I'm saying? Like your trench play has not been consistently good on either side. Of the ball. Your offensive line has struggled mightily. Your defensive line, especially with the injuries, have struggled mightily. So I don't really know the level of success that we expect this team to have. Until we get those sold up. So it is what it is, and we can say the Cowboys ain't got no scheme, but Dak Prescott was an All Pro in this very same scheme just last year, led the league in passing touchdowns in the West Coast offense. The only thing that you could criticize Mike McCarthy for is maybe some personnel groupings here and there, but a lot of the stuff that we do is similar to what San Francisco do. They just utilize way more motion. Right, they utilize way more motion than we do, but outside of that, this is a West Coast scheme, and it's a West Coast scheme that has produced a lot of wins since he came to Dallas. You know what I mean? So I understand people are frustrated. I understand that people are maybe ready for a change, but I don't think that it's fair. To just say that Mike McCarthy is awful and horrible and overlook the production that he's gotten out of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb in his tenure here, or the numbers that this offense has put up in his tenure. I know there's been stretches that people aren't happy with, but I can't say overall that the scheme is just abysmal.
I
You
mean,
know,
I look, Dwayne Brown. I don't want you to take this personal, bro, because you my guy. You've been supporting.
you're
When he
real.
said Cowboys ain't got no scheme, sir, I want you to point me to the team that got all scheme and no players, and they just cooking and dominate. Show me that team. That's what I want to see. Because everybody thought the Saints, I would have gave it to you. If the Saints would have kept cooking like that, I'd have been like, you know what? We probably now I'm not saying that we don't need to improve the scheme. Don't get me wrong. It's things that we should be doing better or more. But I want people to understand. It's like when to me, when people talking about the scheme in this situation, it's like you got a car that don't even crank up, but you talking about, man, my gas light to keep coming on. My gas light on. And your car don't even crank. What that analogy saying is that's not your biggest priority right now. That's all I'm trying to say. That's not your biggest problem. Your problem is personnel and execution.
hmm And listen, he said he can motion a little more though, make easier matchups. And I agree. Like you can get the motion, but you also gotta not get blown out because you don't have time to have exit motions, all this glitz and glamour when you're already down two positions. Like you're playing once you get down most positions and you're running 4 minute, 2 minute
Um,
offense, you're playing against the other team and the clock.
a whole nother one. He look like he might be even worse. Yeah, we just got. I just want to ask this though. I don't know why I keep getting in the comments. It feel like a comment type thing because I want to hear from the people too.
Yeah, of
But
course.
Camo says, why isn't McCarthy demanding talent? Sir, who can demand anything from the Joneses? Like, man, this man on a 1 year contract. He can't demand nothing. He is at the mercy of the Joneses right now. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on right now. So this man can't demand nothing.
hmm But hey, we can also say those same teams had quality players though. When you look at the Detroit Lions, they don't have scrubs. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have first round pick Jameson Williams. They went up and they picked up Tim Patrick, who dominated the Dallas Cowboys the last time he came to Dallas when he was with the Denver Broncos. They also had Sam Laporta, who was a Pro Bowl tight end. They got a first round pick running back. They got another running back who's actually the lead rusher who had 1,000 yards last year. They had one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. So when you talk about scheme, like yeah, like scheme is great, but if you don't have the players to fit the scheme, then it's really a mute point. So we're not saying that scheme isn't important, right? I'm not saying that the scheme is perfect. I don't think there's such a thing as a perfect scheme. There's always things you can improve on as a play caller, play designer, so on and so forth. But I also don't think it's fair to only critique Mike McCarthy's scheme when the offensive line sucks and your wide receivers are towards the bottom of separation.
Exactly. To me, it's like when you talking scheme, you just giving the Joneses
A pass.
a free out. Like,
Yeah.
Dwayne, do you like your personnel? That's what I want to know. Do you like your personnel? Do you like your offensive personnel? And not do you like it, because us as Cowboy fans, we just told y'all, in my opinion, we got a talent fallacy. We act like all our players are just great and awesome. But if you compare them to the way other people are approaching, like fixing their skill positions, ain't no way you could say we even competitive in that aspect. But people talking about scheme, that's what I don't understand.
And hey, but we were talking about this yesterday though, Dwayne. He said, "Landlord, you just proved why Kellen might be the next coach because he is like by JJ and can't be controlled." Lord, I hope not.
I literally just said that, and people got scared. I used it. I said that's my Halloween take.
You scared the shit out of me. Like, you scared the fuck out of me. I ain't gonna hold you. And listen, the Eagles' offense is decent right now. They're running the ball. They're generating explosive plays. And Jalen Hurts still is ass. Like, despite playing an extra game, Jalen Hurts still has less touchdown passes than Dak Prescott. With all those weapons that he has, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, Spook. Yeah, we live, man. Like, we've been live for almost an hour too, man. Like, there's too much going on around the NFL for us not to talk about it. So we talked about the comparison in between the front offices. We talked about what the Chiefs been doing as an undefeated team, still trying to improve their roster in comparison to what the Dallas Cowboys are doing as a 3-3 team with 2 outings of giving up 40 points and 3 embarrassments at home. It's not the same. We can't sit on our hands. We talked about what we did not do, in regards in the free agency. 5 of the top 11 running backs in the National Football League this year were all free agents the Dallas Cowboys could have signed, and we did not. And now we're going to have a different talking point. Now we're going to talk about this 49ers game, just a tidbit, just a little bit.
I'm sorry, y'all. I be getting mad, bro. This team get to me. I know people want to go back and forth with me, man. I just care about this team. That's all. And it's frustrating when you done did all this work in the offseason and they did nothing that we wanted. And now we gotta deal with the results, but we have no control. That's what's frustrating.
Oh, hey, listen. Before we get to, hold on real quick. Shout out to B Bird for the $1.99. He said, "Name a position group that we're better than Lions." We don't have one.
You can't, B-Bird. Go ahead.
Yes, and I'm gonna just go into
quarterback. That's about it.
And he said position group because I think Hendon Hooker is better than all our backups.
Damn. Well, my bad.
Yeah, because like Dak Prescott is better than Jared Goff, but Hendon Hooker is better than Trey Lance and Cooper Rush. So like you said, position group. Like, we got the better starting quarterback, but just like wide receiving group.
I don't know, Hen, because our long snappers, like, we got some dope long snappers now. That's
hey,
our long snappers are better, B-Bird. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. And listen, man, like, CeeDee Lamb is better than Amon-Ra St. Brown, but Jamison Williams and his steroids are better than Jalen Tolbert right now. You talk about Brandon Cooks not even being available, so he can't be better than anybody. If you can't participate, you can't rate. The tight end Sam Laporta had better numbers last year than Jake Ferguson, so you have to say and be fair to that.
Somebody just cooked and said, "I cook us." Shout out to Dwight Barrow and Roy Texas 26. Yeah, our kickers are better, B-Bird. We got you. Our kickers.
Our kickers. So listen, let's listen to Jerry Jones real quick. This is the same clip from yesterday, but I wanted to add a little bit more context to what the hell this man was talking about because he really pissed me off. So let's go.
Be looking at is, well, we're designing bad plays or we're designing bad concepts. The facts are that there's some of that, but there's also some of execution. There's some of the talent. I like our talent. I really do like our talent. I like our young talent, but young talent has a few more mistakes associated with it than than if you are.
Ew, Jerry. You get on my damn nerves, my boy. But this is
Man,
the
look,
thing.
I ain't saying Ben Johnson ain't nice as a play caller, but I'm gonna say this: if I had all that talent Detroit got, I promise to God I'd be dope too. I promise you I would. I'm just saying I would be dope as hell if I had all them receivers, that tight end, both running backs. I would be dope too.
hmm So this is my thing though, man. Like Jerry Jones has to say he likes the talent because motherfucker, you were the one that acquired the talent. You are the GM, Jerry Jones. You are the GM and the owner. You signed all the checks and you got to approve all the drafts and all of the trades. So of course, Jerry Jones is going to say that the people that he brought in are good because otherwise he would actually have to admit he didn't do his damn job. And we know Jerry Jones is not going to take accountability for bullshit. He does not believe that he did anything wrong. And that is the issue in of itself of having fucking Jerry Jones. He said, "Oh, he said, I'm sorry." It's so funny. He said, "Sorry, Henny, I have to mute you on Jerry audio because I stopped listening to him 4 years ago." Hey, I don't blame you, man. I'm not gonna let that man upset your soul either. He also said, and this is not something that was mentioned in the video. He said he doesn't know if Derrick Henry would have performed the same way in Baltimore as he did in Dallas. So one, I just want to throw this out there for context. And shout out to David Hillman. Derrick Henry ran for 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns on a Tennessee team that won 6 games and fired its coach last year. Maybe he's not on pace to break the rushing record in Dallas, but I bet he be doing just fine. And that is the point. Like, he may not necessarily have been as successful because he already got damn near 900 yards right now, right? But he would be so much better than what we have right now. If he's not over 800 yards, does he have 600, 700, 5 something? Either way, he would be a huge improvement over what the Dallas Cowboys have, right? Because listen, he is on record to rush for 2,100 yards. I'm not saying he can do that here in Dallas with how bad the offensive line has been, but but with an offensive line that was probably just as bad or maybe even worse because they had journeymen and backups over there by the time the season was over in Tennessee, he ran for 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. I would take that all day right now. Because we don't have a singular back that's going to probably reach 800 yards with the way that the season is going. Also,
I
shout out to
just
B
don't
Bird.
understand how everybody, like I said, how everybody focused on Mike and the play calling when nobody likes our personnel, bro. Like everybody loves CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. We like Ferg. I used to love Ferg. I just like him now. I'm just I have to wait till the end of the season. I like him. I ain't gonna say we love him yet. And after that, we just everybody else just okay. But like, how are we talking about all of this other stuff when the personnel is obviously lacking, bro? Like I'll even take if we invested in some of these dudes and they just didn't pan out like we thought.
I
We
give
ain't
him
even
that.
got those type of cases. That's at least an attempt. That show me that you competent and you care. We don't even have those.
hmm I agree. Also, shout out to B Bird for the 199 for your mind. He said JJ will never blame players because that's his job. Of course, it's
Facts.
you are the guy that gets the personnel in here. So why would I say, man, I ain't do my job, man? Like Jerry Jones dodges accountability. He dodges accountability like that toxic girlfriend y'all used to have. Nothing is ever their fault. Nothing they did should actually hurt you. You just gotta be a bigger man. Like, no, Jerry, you are the issue. It's you. I need you to look in the mirror and understand that you have did a disservice to the entirety of your team. You have did a disservice. You have did a disservice to your fan base, and you have did a disservice to your coaching staff by not bringing in more top tier talent. And you don't even try. If you swing and miss, like Landlord said, that's understandable. But you don't even swing. And the
What
same
Jordan said, You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Also,
That's a
landlord,
fact.
do you know if you don't swing and the ball still goes down the strike plate, it's still a strikeout?
Facts. You might as well swing for the fences, my boy. If you're gonna strike out, you might as well swing for the fences. That's a great analogy, here. Facts. Like
Hmm.
if you don't swing, you still gonna strike out, buddy. You might as well give yourself a chance.
He said you like Ferg better than Dalton. Hey, that's neither here nor there.
Schultz over there cooking too, though.
Lee hooping, you know what I'm saying? But
Schultz over there cooking.
the issue, and that's another thing. You could have had both of them.
You
That's
could have had both, but we got that replacement mentality. We got that replacement mentality.
hmm
Tyler Guyton. We don't need Tyron Smith. We just gonna walk Tyler Guyton and rick itself over here from right tackle to left tackle. Everything will be fine. We don't
hmm
need Tyler B. Honest. We just bring Cooper Beebe in and everything will be great.
But you
We don't
could have
like
had both.
you could have had both. You could have had a young center. You could have played Tyler Biadasz at the center and put Cooper Beebe somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Or
still could have drafted them players.
or you could have just drafted and developed like every other team does. Like, okay, you like this offensive line prospect, he don't have to play right away. You could have
He
you
don't
could have
have
had
to be a superstar day one. Yeah,
yes,
go ahead.
you could have had a mentorship program with Tyler Guyton and Tyron Smith. Because Tyron Smith didn't even ask for that much money. He just wanted a little bit more money than what you paid him, right? So you could have had Tyler Guyton and Tyron Smith. And if Tyron Smith gets nicked or went down or wasn't playing well, you could have got reps in for Tyler Guyton, right? There's plenty of teams that have drafted the replacement for their player while the other player was still on the team, and they had them go through the mentorship program of bringing them along, knowing that they won't take their job this year, but
Y'all
understand.
think about it. That's why everybody was so hard on Jalen Tolbert. Because he was the highest draft pick since Michael Gallup. And it felt like he didn't work out. But Jalen's starting to show signs, so we can't even say that. But we don't have, like, think about it. This is what I said before. We don't have a move, especially offensively, to where we like, man, if this don't work, this gonna suck. Like that keep us up at night. We don't have a move like that. We should at least have one move like that, especially a team like us, bro. Like if we was 12-5 3 years in a row, we so close that we should be swinging for the fences. What we bunting for? What the hell we bunting for? The base is
Yep.
loaded. We bunting. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? You might get 2 runs, 1 run. That might not work out for you. So I mean, why not try to make a home run hit and get everybody over the plate?
Facts. Shout out to Kelvin Jefferson too for the 199. He said, "F them damn picks. Go get somebody." I agree,
Facts.
man.
Hey, I might make some merch that F them damn picks. That might be our new merch coming out. Coming soon. Cowboys Convos merch. F them picks. We sick of that, bro. Because we value our picks way too much. Like I said, in all possible ways, we overvalue our picks.
Yeah, and listen, if and this is just plain and simple. If the Cowboys went all in, traded away their future, and won a title, and then they had to cut everybody, like a year or two after that, I don't give a fuck. I will happily start over after getting a championship. Because as it's going right now, you're going to hold on to a lot of players. They're never going to reach the pinnacle of their careers because you haven't put the talent around them, and you're still going to lose them. So I would rather just accelerate the clock, go all in, and do what we got to do. Also, shout out to Chris for with the $2. He said, "Good morning, fellas. Be blessed."
Salute to y'all, man, supporting the channel and the content. Like I said, y'all know I'm going through some stuff with YouTube right now. So, if you want to support me, you can holler at your boy on Facebook or cash out, hit me with some stars. Y'all go do your boy a favor, man. They took all my memberships off YouTube. If y'all could please go to Facebook. If you on my Facebook, subscribe on my Facebook, man. That's basically a membership on Facebook. If y'all can help your boy out, I have 0 subscribers on Facebook. So y'all help your boy out and get my membership back up, man, on Facebook if y'all can.
Indeed. And also, shout out to B Bird with the 499. He said, "We not button. We hoping for a walk." That's some crazy shit.
Ouch.
That's
We
even
ain't even
worse.
swinging. We ain't even attempting nothing.
Just gonna lay your body in front of the path of the ball and hope, hope they hit you with the ball. That's crazy shit. Man, that's wild. Also, shout out to Todd Lockhart too, man, for the $2 super chat. He said this is some bullshit, Gerardo. Listen, you should not. Nobody in the world should be happy with how Jerry Jones has handled it. And like I'm saying, dog, this is going on the 29th year of the Dallas Cowboys not making it past the divisional round. This is going on 29 years since the Dallas Cowboys have won a championship. It's going on 29 years since you could say, with certainty, the Dallas Cowboys were legit Super Bowl contenders. There is not a singular general manager job in the NFL where anybody, listen, they won't give you half, right? They won't give you 14 years to fail. They won't give you 10 years to fail like that. They won't give you 8 years to fail like that. 4, 5, 6 years of not being a competent team that is competing year in and year out will get you fired as a general manager in the National Football League. Well, the issue with the Dallas Cowboys is, like I keep saying, Jerry Jones is also the owner, and he has told you publicly he will never fire himself. So he has allowed him. Jerry Jones, the owner, has allowed Jerry Jones, the general manager, to fail for almost 3 decades and has done nothing to stop himself. Because if he was a different person, entirely, you know what I'm saying? He would have
To me, that says he just gonna do it his way regardless. Like you said, and it's like they gonna win or lose their way. So if after 28 years you still ain't figured out, like, okay, maybe I need to try something else. That's all ego, bro. That's all ego. He don't want to try nothing else. He don't want to win in nobody else's way but his own. That's it.
That's all he know. And it was sad because, dog, you weren't doing all this stuff when you were actually winning championships. You mitigated all that stuff, to the head coach. You mitigated this stuff. So I need Jerry Jones to get back to basics. Like he's trying to reinvent the wheel when that wasn't even how he won his championships. He's trying to win in a different manner than he even won his titles with. This was not the formula for how he won. He spent in free agency when he won his titles. He mitigated the coaching decisions and the personnel decisions, to the actual head coach at the time. He did those things. Those were smart football decisions. Right? So let's not act like he was doing the same thing back then. He did not. He did not. So for him to try it in this manner for almost 3 decades with nothing to show for it, and the hubris to continue to try it, it just tell me he don't give a damn, bro. It's his way or the highway, and your way is leading us nowhere, bro. We might as well jump on the highway. At least we'll get somewhere jumping on the highway, Jerry Jones. You in neutral. You've been in neutral for 3 decades. And that's my issue with that shit, dog. But I'm going to talk a little bit about these 49ers, man. I want to talk to y'all a little bit about this 49ers game. And I don't want y'all to get this shit confused. Both of these teams are injured, right? The Dallas Cowboys have numerous injuries. The 49ers have numerous injuries. But the thing is, the Dallas Cowboys were a mediocre team before the injuries, and the 49ers were a good team before the injuries. We were never equal. So when injuries come up, the deeper team, the team that is built to handle injuries, is going to be the team that you should trust more in a game. The 49ers are the team that is built to handle injuries way more than the Dallas Cowboys are. But real quick before I get into that, shout out to Chris 214 for the $5 super. He said, call a spade is too much to overcome. We starting in the negative every season because of the front office. Facts. Because guess what? The Dallas Cowboys took a step back from the personnel that they had last year. You don't have a lot of the guys that helped you go 12-5. You're missing Dante Fowler, who was one of your leading sackers. You're missing Dorrance Armstrong, who was one of your leading sackers. Leighton Vander Esch, I don't think he was the greatest player in the world, but he retired. You know, that's somebody else that started on your team. When you talk about offensive line play, you're missing Tyron Smith. You're missing Tyler Biotis. You're starting over with two rookies. You're starting over with a new defensive scheme. Dan Quinn is gone. So there's a lot of moving parts right now, bro. Also, shout out to Keystone with the $9.99 for your mind. He said Jerry got mad when 105.3 called him out and still doing the same damn thing, shaking my damn head. Because Jerry Jones has no accountability. There is nobody to hold Jerry Jones accountable in the Dallas Cowboys organization. There is no accountability for Jerry Jones. He's the owner. So in that retrospect, he is also the judge, the jury, and the executioner when it comes down to it at the end of the day. Jerry Jones can get away with murder within the Dallas Cowboy organization, even to an extent that Stephen Jones can. And Stephen Jones is supposed to be the person that is slowly taking power and control away from Jerry Jones, and he still can't move like that if he wanted to. Shout out to Todd Lockhart too for the $2 super. Said we are helpless, hopeless, and lost as a fan base. Unfortunately, but listen, this is what happens when all you believe in is draft and develop, and you don't also pair that with free agents. Because guess what? You won't always have good draft classes. You won't always have good draft classes. Sometimes the draft class you have is a dud. Sometimes you draft 7 people and only one of them should be good enough to make your team. You know, you don't always have the draft scenarios where, man, I drafted 5 starters. I drafted 5 real NFL players. I drafted 3 day one starters, two contributors out the gate. That shit don't happen all the time. And we're seeing the ramifications of that. Because when you miss in the draft and you build your entire team around the draft, you should take a step back. Right? Because you have nothing to mitigate that if you were to fail. You're all in on the draft. When you're all in on the draft, you can't have average drafts. I'm sorry. You have to draft better than everybody else at that point. You have to. Right? And not only do you have to draft better than everybody else, those people that you draft have to be ready to contribute out the gate. It's not fair, but that's what happens when you go about it that way. But to stay on topic, back to the 49ers, man. Let's go back to the 49ers. The 49ers are injured, but the 49ers are still a better team on paper than the Dallas Cowboys are right now. The 49ers still have an all-pro middle linebacker that will line up and play. They still have a former defensive player of the year that will line up and play. If I'm not mistaken, Greenlaw is still going to be playing. He's one of the more physical linebackers in the National Football League. We don't give him love, but shout out to him, Wu Pig Sui, one of my boys from Arkansas. They still got those corners out there, right? And even with the injuries on the offensive side of the ball, Ricky Pearsall is a first-round pick. Ricky Pearsall probably will start on Dallas, right? When we talk about the personnel. Jacob Cowan could probably start on Dallas when we talk about the personnel that we have. George Kittle is the same guy that scored 3 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys the last time that we played. Trey Mason. We talked about Trey Mason. He's the second leading rusher in the National Football League right now. The only player that has more rushing yards than Trey Mason is Derek fucking Henry. Right? That tells you how good Trey Mason is playing. Trey Mason is literally the second best running back in the league right now with the production that he put out. He said Greenlaw's still out. Okay, cool. Well, thank God for that. Thank God that's one hurdle we ain't got to worry about. Cause I don't know we could handle both him and Warner. Cool.
Of course, we're not happy nobody's hurt, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not happy he hurt, but he's a dog. Like he's from Arkansas. And landlord, you be asking about Arkansas players. That's one, Dre Greenlaw.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Indeed. So when we talk about the overall personnel of the 49ers, I don't want people to think that it's a cakewalk. Just because they're injured, they're better suited to handle the injuries that they have because they still got the second league leader in rushing yards. They still got one of the better defenses in the National Football League. They still got a first round pick wide receiver. They still got a future Hall of Fame tight end. They still got a future Hall of Fame left tackle. So I don't understand like just because we weren't equal to begin with. And especially now that we're missing key pieces and they're missing key pieces, they're still the better overall team when you look at it from top to bottom. You just talk about the personnel and who's possibly going to play. And there's still a possibility that Deebo Samuel plays. I know it's a long shot, but I don't put nothing past people when they play the Dallas Cowboys. People might come back from the dead to play the Dallas Cowboys. He could have died and got resuscitated, and he'll still somehow make it on the field to play the Dallas Cowboys. That's how much teams hate us. Yeah, he got a foot sprain. But I'm telling you,
That star just mean they put a star by their schedule by when they play us. That's what that means. They make sure they play the Cowboys.
yeah, and listen, we'll know more today because today is Wednesday. You'll get the injury reports. You'll see what's going on. But I don't know if Kittle's going to miss. I'm not sure if Kittle's going to miss. And what also scares me is I don't know if Michael Parsons is going to play. I don't know if Deron Bland is going to play. So that's just my thing, man. If the Dallas Cowboys are without their starters and they still got some of their key players, I'm going to favor the 49ers. Now, if it comes out that George Kittle can't play, it does change how I feel about this game. Won't hold you. It will change how I feel about this game. But
I'll say this. Oh,
go
go
ahead,
ahead,
bro.
go ahead, go
No,
ahead. No,
please,
you
please.
good. Oh, okay, I was just about to say, I ain't gonna lie, man. When it comes to our, what can I say? When it comes to our pass rush, bro, I'm looking at this like, bro, if you give Brock Purdy all day, we still in a bad situation, bro. Like, and I don't even look at Purdy like he the greatest, but he's good enough that if he got all day in the pocket, he gonna find players, bro. He is. So we might as well get ready for that. We gonna have to generate some kind of pass rush. I put that challenge out to Mike Zimmer. I know you ain't got a whole lot of guys out there, but at the same time, you do have the ability to blitz. You see something that I seen from KC? Bro, KC don't have the dopest defensive ends in the world. I want people to know that. But one thing about them, though, they do send corners, they send linebackers, they send safeties. Spags be dialing up blitz. Spags will dial up a blitz at any time. So that's something that I feel like Mike Zimmer need to do. Screw just sitting back there and letting people do whatever they can do. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what happened with Jared Goff. Oh, shout out to B Bird for the cash out, man. I appreciate you, sir. Real talk. I appreciate y'all showing love today. But
Facts.
yeah, man, like if we let Brock Purdy sit back there and make a sandwich and then decide to throw the ball, it's gonna be a long day, y'all. I'm telling you straight up. They can generate pass rush. Can we?
And listen, to be fair to Zim, he called blitzes. They just got picked up very easily. He brought four. I mean, not four. He brought five, and he brought six, and they still did not get to Jared Goff consistently. Right?
Was he sending Overshawn?
I got to go back and look at the film. I believe so at certain points, but I'm not sure how often he brought Overshawn.
I'm not
Uh,
gonna lie to y'all. Y'all know I keep it real as I can. Uh, I couldn't bear myself to watch the defense. I'm just being real with y'all. I couldn't bear myself to watch that defense. I just watched the offense, man, and the offense was bad. So, but the defense was putrid. I got the film. I've been had the film. I just can't bring myself to watch that defense. I'm sorry.
You're good. Also, shout out to Dwayne Brown for the $5 super chat, man. He said great morning show, and I appreciate you, man. And listen, I don't normally get the opportunity to give y'all morning shows because I I got a job. Lynn got a job. But it's always good to wake up, drink some coffee, and talk Dallas Cowboys football, man. You know,
Absolutely. Shout out to Brown on my side too, man. I appreciate you with the cash out.
he a great dude, man. I appreciate Cuz for everything he does. Also, this is a stat from Bobby Belt. Shout out. I try to not just steal stuff when I get information. I try and give the reference where I got it from, so just in case it's bad, y'all can go cuss them out and not me. There are 3 teams currently in the bottom 10 of the league in EPA per play on both offense and defense: the Carolina Panthers, the New England Patriots, and the Dallas Cowboys. That's some pretty
Yikes.
brutal company to be in.
Yikes.
So basically what he's trying to tell you is you suck on a per play basis on offense, and you suck on a per play basis on defense as well. And this is the team y'all think is going to go to San Francisco and beat the 49ers, that still have a league leading rusher, that still has a great offensive line, that still got a good offensive mind, and still got a top 10 defense. Okay. Good luck with that shit. I'm just being real with y'all. Just good luck with that. Cause the Dallas Cowboys have done absolutely nothing for me to give them that level of confidence. I don't care if half the team is out with COVID.
You got a super right there, man.
Shout out to Life's crazy. He said, in my opinion, I feel like Jerry is purposely tanking the season. Refusing to make moves shows glaring. Dog, this is my thing. If you want to tank, you could have tanked cheaper. If you want to throw a season away, all you had to do was not sign Dak Prescott and let him walk next year. You didn't have to sign CeeDee Lamb to a contract extension either. You could have found a trade partner for him and moved him. And that's the thing. In the Bible, they say let your yes mean yes, and let your no mean no. If you really want to be a team that tanks, you didn't have to sign Dak Prescott. You didn't have to sign CeeDee Lamb. You could have went into the season knowing that this was going to be the end. Let us know it's going to be the end, and blew that shit up. Do not wrap up $231 million into a player and another $100-something million in another player, and then tell me you want to blow it up. That does not make good financial sense as a team. So guess what? I refuse to let your ass blow it up at this point. You better figure that shit out, Jerry Jones. Because guess what? Teams that want to tank don't sign quarterbacks to long-term extensions. They don't sign wide receivers to long-term extensions. You're talking about keeping Michael Parsons. You're going to pay Michael Parsons as one of the best defensive players in the league. If you want to tank, you shouldn't do none of that shit. You can't be half-assed with it. Either be all in on blowing it up and starting over, getting draft picks and compensation and clearing cap room, or try and build a fucking contender. But don't you come out here and be lukewarm with me, Jerry. You can't do both. But you know what? I believe the Dallas Cowboys believe they can. Because guess what? They tell you they want to compete for Super Bowls, but they also want to develop this rookie left tackle that is responsible for protecting your quarterback's blind side. So I believe maybe they are stupid enough to try shit like that. You never know. You never know. Because guess what? Like C said, they might be tanking. It's not the logical way to do it. Because I'm going to keep 1,000 with you. If I wanted to tank, if I wanted to blow this up, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb are too fucking good as players by themselves for me to probably end with a bad enough record to get a top draft pick. They're probably too good. They'll probably, like Dak and CD will probably drag you to 9 wins. Right? Micah Parsons will probably help you get the 10th win. So how am I tanking? And this team is still probably going to win 10 games based on the schedule and the personnel that we do actually have. Right?
When they get back, hopefully.
When they get back. So
hopefully. But
yeah,
I was about to say, like you were saying about San Francisco, I'm looking at it like, man, I ain't gonna say that we can't win this game, but I'm just saying we definitely shouldn't be expecting a win like that, especially against this team in that environment with the way our roster set up right now. So on the flip side, let's look at it on a positive note. The silver lining is if we do get a win, we should be very excited about that. I don't care. I don't care how it happens. If we pull out a win, we should be giving them mad props. I swear to God, I'm gonna be ecstatic if we pull out this win.
Hmm. And listen, I agree with you. Cause I don't care who's not there and what. It's still the San Francisco 49ers. They still got a good team even with the injuries. I still think even with injuries, if everybody injured over there, everybody injured over here, they still probably got a better setup to be successful. Because all they got to do is hand the ball off and stop us on defense. They got a very clear path to victory. So if we're able to pull this off, if we're able to win this game, I want the Dallas Cowboys to get maximum kudos. I want them to get all the love and support in the world. Because I don't give a damn who didn't play. They didn't give a damn who didn't play for us. Like Dallas Cowboys had injuries last week, and they talk about what the Lions did to us like they beat a fully healthy team. So I don't want to hear that shit. If we beat the San Francisco 49ers, I want us as a team to get the respect that we deserve for it. And that's all I'm gonna say on that, man. He said we need these games, especially NFC ones. I mean, listen, I don't think the Dallas Cowboys, as currently constructed, is a playoff team. Well, no, I don't think that the Dallas Cowboys, as currently constructed, are a Super Bowl team because you got to remember, 9-8 got you in the playoffs last year. I can see the Dallas Cowboys winning 6 more games. Right, you play the Giants again. You play the Giants again. You play the Carolina Panthers. You play the Bengals at home, who have one of the worst defenses in the National Football League. Only got 2 wins to this point. Right, I can go through the list and find some games that you possibly could win, pull off, and get to 9 wins. And if they win some games if they win some games they have no business winning, you can probably get to 10. Right. But, to compete and win a Super Bowl, I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys got the formula for that. You can't run the ball. Your defense is iffy. You can't consistently stop the run. Right now, you can't even generate a pass rush. And what's sad is even when your guys were healthy, you weren't generating a good pass rush. Outside of when you played the damn Cleveland Browns, they've shown to be an awful offensive unit, right? So I don't know if the Dallas Cowboys got the horses to run that kind of race to win a championship this year. If they make some moves at the bye, maybe. But right now, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I don't know, man. I'm distressed. I got to say that in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's over 165 people on my pages alone. I can't see how many people Land got on his stuff, but It is what it is. He said, do you really want to see this team in the playoffs? Unfortunately, yes. They probably be one and done. They probably get embarrassed. I would rather Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy drag this sorry ass team to the playoffs and give us a puncher's chance than to not go at all. That's my mentality. I always want an opportunity because some teams don't even go to the playoffs. Some teams like the Giants consistently never make it. The Commanders had went I don't know how many years. It's been almost 5 years since they made the playoffs. They'll probably make the playoffs this year, right? There are a lot of teams that have not, consistently been able to go. So give me the opportunity, and I will worry about the ramifications after that. It said, Henny, I want us to pull it off. Imagine what Jerry gonna say. I'll tell you. That's why we don't trade. Listen, you're starting to make me want to root against the team to win. Because if a loss is going to be what it takes for Jerry Jones to make a trade and bring somebody in on either the offensive or defensive side of the ball, that might need to be what happens. But the issue is it shouldn't take that for Jerry Jones to bring personnel in. Because like we were just talking about earlier, the Chiefs ain't lost a game. But they got eyeballs. They see how bad their offense has been. They see how Patrick Mahomes is struggling, and they wanted to rectify that issue. It shouldn't take devastating losses in order for you to make personnel changes. It should just take your will to win and want to compete and build a better roster as a fucking general manager for you to make good football moves. That's all I'm saying. Like, it should not take a complete collapse by the Dallas Cowboys for Jerry Jones to want to do right by the Dallas Cowboys. It should not take, you know, a devastating injury or embarrassing loss for the general manager to do his damn job. These are the same people that get up there and tell you that player acquisition is a 365 job. They say they're always looking to acquire new talent. Well, if that's the case, why are you the football team with some of the lowest free agency spending in the National Football League? Why are you the team that go out there and negotiate in the public when contracts are up? If player acquisition was that important to you, you would be more proactive in acquiring said talent. Don't shit in a bowl and tell me it's pudding. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Keep it real. Because a lot of the time when we talk about the Dallas Cowboys front office, their words do not match their actions. He said Jerry figured out how to make money while being mid. We might be cooked. Boy, we've been cooked. We well overdone at this point. We've been in the oven. They forgot we were in the oven. And, you know, we're pitch black at this point. We're pitch black. We're burnt. It's over with. Like, we're that Thanksgiving turkey that they forgot was in the oven, man.
I really wish this dude just sell the team, bro. Like, for real. I really do.
Man, it's sad, bro, because, listen, it's way too profitable for him to even think about selling. Like, they print money at this point with Dallas. They're printing money. They're printing money. So there is absolutely no way I could ever foresee Jerry Jones selling the team. Especially when he got all them kids, man. Like, shit, they're going to keep that as a family business. They'll probably go, you know, pass that down from generation to generation. We're going to probably always have a Jones in charge of the Dallas Cowboys at this point. And I understand that from a legacy standpoint. Like, I built this team up. I bought this team. They weren't contending. You know, I got them 3 championships within the first 10 years of me owning the team. Like, I'm already in the Hall of Fame. Like, I've earned the right. You know, Jerry has earned the right to keep his team. He just hasn't earned the right to keep his job as general manager. Like, Jerry Jones, the owner, is way better than Jerry Jones, the general manager. If the only thing Jerry Jones actually needs to do is to give up his power as general manager to somebody else.
Jerry Jones, the owner, with flawless victory. Jerry Jones, the GM, like easily. He would beat the crap out of the GM Jerry. See, that's what's so crazy. Like I said, I think them wires be getting mixed. Like, sometimes the GM need to answer when the owner start answering, and the owner need to answer, and the GM start answering. Like, we don't know the difference at this point, and that's bad. That's concerning. Because just like you said, if nobody has no accountability, how can we ever get better? Like, it don't matter how many bad draft classes we have. It don't matter how many bad decisions we make. It's going to be the same people in the office. So, I mean, how can we ever expect improvement? How is that so? I don't really know. Like, bro, I hate to be the one that's doom and gloom, and I just can't figure out a solution. I don't want to be mad about this team or sad about this team. If you got a solution, please let me know so I won't have to feel this way. Let me know your solution, because this front office is very, very much so holding this team back, man. It's just holding this team back. It ain't no way to sugarcoat it. It ain't no way around it. Just like we seen, the Chiefs are undefeated and they still looking to improve their team. They just got DeAndre Hopkins for Viliami Fehoku. Or you can say Simi Fehoku. When Simi a 4th-round pick?
And listen, it's actually a 5th that can become a 4th. So they got them less than a Fehoku. They got him less than that.
Good Lord. See, that's what I'm saying. Now, when you think about it, I say stuff like that so it can hit you. It can hit home. We gave up Junior Fehoku for nothing. Like, We told him, hey, bro, hey, I'm going to holler at you, bro. You just bad. We cool on you. We cool on you, bro. We don't want you no more. Go ahead. Leave.
If you don't want me, then
And
don't talk to me.
look, and you could have got DeAndre Hopkins in that same sense.
You could have.
But nah, guess what? And I fall a victim to this too, because I'm a fan like y'all. But nah, guess what? That boy Floyd knowing hard, ain't it? That boy a 7-round pick. That boy hard though. A 6-round pick. That boy look incredible.
Man,
That's how the Joneses trick us, bro.
I don't know, man. You know that boy Jalen Brooks, dog.
Jalen Brooks. Listen, I told him this saddens me. I don't want to go over the whole offense, every offense in the NFL, weapons and skill positions that I take over the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm gonna keep it brief. I'm gonna just say the Colts. And it sounds ridiculous for me to say this. We are the listen, we are the Dallas Cowboys. And I can confidently tell you the weapons on the damn Indianapolis Colts are better than what we got.
And before y'all jump down landlord throat, they got Adonai Mitchell from Texas. They got Josh Downs. They got Alec Pierce from Cincinnati. They got Michael Pittman, who is an 1,100-yard receiver consistently. And they also have Jonathan Taylor at the running back position. You tell me, does that sound like something we could win with right now?
Now, we know CD trumps all them receivers.
Facts.
But after that, let me know something. Holla at your boy.
Yep. And remember, we be talking about wide receiving rooms. Like CeeDee Lamb is the wide receiving room basically. It's him and some guys. You know, it was Gladys and the Pips. He Gladys. You know what I'm saying?
He Beyonce.
Yeah.
We ain't even got a Kelly Rowland over there.
Exactly.
We got a bunch of them. The other girl. We got Kelly. We got Beyonce and 5 Michelles.
Y'all gotta stop doing Michelle like that. That woman be catching strays and slugs her entire life. She ain't did nothing wrong.
That lady ain't wrong. Nobody.
He said, "Who?" Hey, Camo said, "Who the best receiver in the XFL? He will be a Cowboy next year."
Oh, I swear, bro. It's so depressing. And now look, it's sad, but I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to really extend our coverage to the XFL now, because that's what we're doing. And the undrafted free agents, that's what the Cowboys try to cash in at. We are such a cheap, pathetic front office. It's ridiculous. Bro, we up here like, boy, listen, just imagine the most casual fan that's an op that you know. And you sit up and tell him like, hey, bro, we got this 7-round pick, Jalen Brooks, boy. I'm telling y'all better watch out for him. What you think his reaction gonna be?
Like, boy, what the fuck? What you talking about? And listen, landlord, I would understand if the Dallas Cowboys were drafting guys that had first-round grades, but they had legal issues or something that failed. They're drafting guys that always been 4th and 5th round picks. They're drafting guys that had none of that, and they just really that talent level. I will understand if the Dallas Cowboys, cause look, Tyreek Hill was like a 6th-round pick, but he also was beating bitches up, and that's why he fell that far in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand you got somebody like that, character issues and flaws, but they're amazing players.
Mamo, please don't depress me even more. He said y'all might as well not even cover free agency market next year. Like, for real, bro, we can save ourselves some time. Like, real talk, that might be my stance. I'ma just, bro, man, don't give me no ideas, bro. Don't give me no ideas.
I mean, let's save us some time. Because, we spend a lot of time looking at draft picks and looking at free agents, dog. And listen, I might cut back on my draft coverage because them niggas ain't draft nobody I wanted.
Man, I'm going to be at home sitting in crisscross applesauce with some sage burning, meditating the whole offseason. I'm not finna do that no more, bro. Them boys ain't listen to me at all. They ain't do nothing we needed. And now I got to deal with their incompetence and the results of their mistakes. That's sad.
I mean, ineptitude will have you out there stressing, man. Because, listen, they're inept at their job.
Salute to John Cofield. I got to read this in bold print. He said, get some of them Birmingham Stallions, 3-time XFL champion Birmingham Stallions. Them boys killing the XFL. Yes, sir, they are. We need to go get, look, Brandon Aubrey worked out well for you. You know what I'm saying? He the best kicker of all time, look like. So, listen, might need to get some Birmingham Stallions up in here. They better than some of these dudes we got. I'm going to tell you right.
Man, listen. I'm gonna tell you the list again of
Relax,
champions.
man, relax.
I'm gonna tell you the
They
list
might
again
beat
of
Arkansas,
championships.
so don't play. They'll
Nah,
beat Arkansas. Don't play.
nah, cause they can't even beat UAPB.
Who the hell is that? What that rap song? Do. What the was that? What the is that, man? I don't know what you talking about.
Nah, it's how they gonna beat Arkansas. Y'all couldn't beat Pine Bluff, boy.
Man, I'm gonna be in I'm gonna meditate and hibernate the whole off season. Anybody say anything to me about a free agent, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna just yarn and turn the other way. What else can we talk about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for the Joneses, bro. If that dude want to make anything, if he's a highly touted player, if the Joneses got a bid or anything like that, man, miss me with that.
Shout out,
If this dude literally ain't crawling in the front steps of AT&T Stadium begging to be a Cowboy, miss me with that.
and even when they do that, they don't get picked up, so it doesn't really matter. Shout out to Big Humphrey for the $2 super. He said after Stephen Jones, then who would take over? Probably Steven's son or Jerry Jr.'s son. There's a bunch
You
of
know, Charlotte
grandsons.
got a son too.
Yeah, they
So,
got a bunch of grandkids that could possibly come in and do the job. And listen,
bro, look, Charlotte got a son. He played for Texas. This man, I don't think he did anything. They just want him to be in football culture so he can come here and ruin the Cowboys even more. Like that.
shit.
This man didn't touch the grass.
But you know what? Like he might turn them up because like he vouched for Overshown when he got drafted. Cause they asked him about him. He vouched for
So
Overshown.
now
They
we
were
got
teammates.
grandkids making draft picks. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a
It was
lot.
one of the best draft picks you made though.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying you got Overshown, man. That nigga been balling.
Overshot hard, but let's not get carried away. Okay.
Man, I'm gonna let the grandson handle drafts from here on out. If that's the
Oh my.
case. Listen. Hopefully, I'm gonna let him handle free agency too, because as a young dude, he gonna sign all the big names.
Yep, he gonna play Madden with free agency. Yeah,
Like
we
hell
might
no.
need to bring him in here. Yeah,
Like
bring him
like
in.
like man, we just got Dallas Cowboys, man. Fuck this shit. Let me let me go get
I never
maybe.
thought I'd see the day that the Colts got a better weaponry than the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, it
The
doesn't say
goddamn coach.
it don't
Colts.
really
That's
it don't really
crazy.
it don't really say much to have the better weapons than the Dallas Cowboys because
It
everybody else.
says much when we talking about the Colts though.
Yeah, the Colts used to be great.
They
They
used to be.
they just ain't been great recently. You know what I'm saying, in the last couple of years. But we ain't gonna act like the
Since
Colts.
since Peyton Manning, Luck had a little run, but the
T.Y.
Colts
Hilton
ain't talking about shit.
T.Y. Hilton one of the best wide receivers in the league while he was young. You
Yeah,
know
he
what I'm saying?
was.
So that's why I said it ain't been that long since they had weapons. We just think about them being sorry in recent
Oh,
history.
so what you saying is you want me to elaborate further.
Of
That's what you
course,
saying.
of
You want me to
course.
go, you want me to keep going to teams? That what you want?
I mean, I was finna go into teams though. I actually was.
We don't the world don't need that here. They don't. They already can't stand me. They demonetizing me left and right. They banning me left and right. They already hate my guts. But you want me to sit up here and tell you every team weapon that I like better than the Cowboys.
I'll start.
I, I won't
Don't
be
worry.
able to recover from that.
The Chicago Bears definitely have better weapons than the Dallas Cowboys. They got Cole committed tight end. They got what's my boy Keenan Allen. They got Roma Dunze. They have what's the boy used to play for the Carolina Panthers, the wide receiver?
Uh Talking about DJ, what his name is?
DJ Moore. So they got
Yeah.
better wide receivers than the Dallas Cowboys. The Cincinnati Bengals, of course, they have T. Higgins. They have Jamar Chase. They got your boy from Alabama. They got another. So they got 3-4 dudes. Let's go to the Miami Dolphins. Easy. Um, what's my dude name? Hill, Tyreek Hill. They got
Jalen Waddle,
Jalen Waddle. They got Odell
A
Beckham.
Train.
I wasn't even counting the running backs. They got my boy
I
from
say
Virginia.
weapons. When I say weapons, that's wide receivers and running back
Yeah, so
and
that is
tight ends.
also
So
true.
yeah,
That's also true. Um, let's go to definitely the Vikings. You know, they got Aaron Jones, they got Justin Jefferson, they got Jordan Addison. They got a tight end too, if I'm not mistaken. Texans. Texans got a better group of weapons.
it's a blowout with the Texans, and that's the Texans got better weapons than us with Nico Collins being out.
Yep. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeed. So yeah, that's a bunch of teams. I could keep going honestly, but I don't want to depress you to the
Please
point that
don't. This is
I don't.
not. Please don't stop.
I don't want to depress you to the point that you say, man, f this life. You know what I'm saying?
We don't. The world don't need this, man. I mean, some of these people need it, but the world as a whole don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people that's bashing Mike McCarthy in the scheme, they might need this talk, but other folks, they ain't did nothing.
Hmm. That's true. That's very true, man. But listen,
We over here wishing for a run game. Do y'all hear how pathetic we are, man?
we did it. We did it to ourselves. So I don't understand. I don't really understand the issue at this point, man. And this is the thing. We knew, and I'm guilty of this, because I said before the season started, if the Dallas Cowboys did not do things to fix their run game and to fix their run defense, I would be out on the Dallas Cowboys. And here my stupid ass was making all season content after they didn't do it, getting my hopes up for the season because they signed some washed up defensive tackles, and that's on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took off my analyst hat, my content creator hat, and I put my fan hat back on, and that was on me. They did absolutely nothing in the off season for me to even be that fucking confident in them, and I still, fell for the banana in the tailpipe. So that was on me. I'm the dumbass. It said, Why are you saying we did it? We didn't do anything. The Dallas Cowboy owner and his son knew what time it was. We've been saying this shit for years. Look, Tariq, I ain't trying to throw y'all under the bus. We ain't doing. That ain't what we trying to do now.
Now, Mo, don't do that, man. That's a very sensitive topic for me. Okay,
Nah,
please
hell
stop.
nah. No, but let's talk about it.
Stop it.
Let's talk
Stop it.
about it. Let's talk about it. Cause do you remember how we acted at the draft, and then we had to have me, you, and Wes found each other, had a round table meeting about that bullshit, and then folks were mad at us because we weren't madly in love with Luke Schoonmaker.
Oh my God.
Them folks were mad we didn't like Luke Schoonmaker. Oh, give him a chance. Give him a chance. Oh, you don't know what he gonna do. He gonna ball. He gonna ball.
And
No,
here
the
we
fuck he
are,
didn't.
year two.
No, the
Here
fuck he
we are,
didn't.
year two. Now listen, Schoolmaker might still be okay, cause it might take like 3-4 years sometimes for tight ends. Like
Man,
Schultz didn't
hell
ball to
no.
like 4 years. Schultz didn't ball to like his fourth year.
Sam Laporta ball year one.
We ain't Sam Laporta, okay? That's not
Jake
who we are.
Jake Ferguson balled the first year he started.
That's true. But hold on though. Listen, wait a minute. Time out. Don't do that. All right. Listen. Camo talking about something. Tank Dale, we got Luke Schoolmaker. Man, chill out, bro. That's just, bro, I thought we was better than that, bro. I thought we was better than that. But look, though, you know, we didn't even we made a tight end problem. We created a tight end problem. Paying Don Schultz, we good. We gonna go get another dude and then pair him with Jake Ferguson. Oh, we got that replacement mentality, man. But go ahead, go ahead.
Really, shout out to B Bird for the $2 supers. He said, so a 3-time Super Bowl champ shows more urgency than us? Of course, because they're trying to be a 4-time Super Bowl champion. And listen, Jerry Jones is just trying to win, the cap battle. He's just trying to win the money earned battle. He's trying to win the revenue battle. He's not trying to win football games, bro. He's not trying to actively win football games. And listen, shout out to West Coast, because West says the team that the Dallas Cowboys have in August is usually the team the Dallas Cowboys end the season with. You knew what your team would be after the final cuts of preseason and shit. That was your team. They usually never make wholesale moves to make their team better over the course of the season. It's just not what they do. That's why we don't win titles. That's why we don't go far in the playoffs. But that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how they've been operating for I don't know how many years. And, it is what it is at this point. They are misguided in their belief in a system that has not even paid dividends for them. Now, landlord, I would understand if they won some titles like this. I understand if they had won a title and been to some championship games with this draft only philosophy, not spending in free agency, I'll be okay with that. They ain't won shit doing it this way, and yet they continue to do it. And that's my issue with it. I don't mind you trying some shit, but what you need to do is once you try it and fail, is to move on and try something different. That's really one of my bigger issues. I wouldn't have minded if you tried this for like a couple years, you saw it wasn't working, and you went back to spending in free agency. You're just riding this shit on out at this point. Makes absolutely no sense. But yo, man, we've been on this motherfucker for almost 2 hours. I don't have it in me to complain about how sorry the Dallas Cowboys are for another 2. I just don't. It's my wife's birthday. She just turned 49. Still sexy as hell. I'm finna go spend some time with her. Have an outstanding day away from the debauchery and bullshit of the Dallas Cowboys. So I appreciate everybody that took time out of their day to come on here for this morning show. If I get the opportunity to do it again, we will. We'll rock out. We'll have ourselves some great content. I appreciate my brother Landlord for tapping in and joining us. If he don't got any words to end the show with, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But yeah, man, it's been a great show. I appreciate y'all for y'all time. And hey, man, tap in with us later on. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't doing no show later. I'm gonna be with my wife. So y'all have a blessed one. God bless. And in the words of West Coast Cowboy, never look down because the star is up. And thank y'all all for the birthday wishes as well, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna let her know as well.